Hey pillars, and welcome back to another cycling video. This is breaking news. This is news I thought I would never hear when it comes to the world champions. Mathieu van der Poel has been arrested the day before or the night of the world championships. He did not participate in the Wollongong championships in Australia because of an altercation that happened at his hotel. So we're going to break down exactly what happened, all the breaking news. I basically just woke up. I'm going to do a recap of the World Championships, but the fact that a heavy favorite MVDP is not going to be participating in it because of an altercation is insane. This is something you usually don't hear in cycling, let alone sports. So, well, you do hear it in sports, but like not in cycling. This is something you don't expect in cycling. Maybe football, maybe basketball, but never cycling. So let's jump right into all the news that we have and let's break the story. So like I was saying, I just woke up. I'm going to do a recap of the World Championships, but we have Mathieu van der Poel out of World Championships after overnight disturbance and police arrests. It says Mathieu van der Poel, one of the favorites for the 2022 World Championships, has abandoned the event after an incident at his hotel on the eve or the night before the race. Police have confirmed that there was a noise complaint reported and a scuffle, possibly involving a number of youths. So youngins, young kids probably outside MVDP's hotel room. They'll do anything for clout. There are reports that the star rider was in fact arrested. You never want to be in the altercation and will appear in court at a later date. What am I hearing? Van der Poel has denied pushing the youths. Speaking with the Belgian outlet Sportza at the start, Van der Poel said there was a small dispute. It was about a noisy neighbors and there are quite strict here. I went to bed early and many children in the hallway of my room found it necessary to knock on the door continuously. Van der Poel added, at a few times I was done with it. I didn't ask so nicely to stop. The police were called and I was taken to speak with them. Van der Poel said he returned to his hotel room around 4 a.m. That's certainly not ideal, he told Sportsa. It's a disaster, but I can't change anything. I'm trying to make the best of it. Now, I just want to quickly share my opinion. The fact that there was, trolls and young kids trying to get some clout, trying to bother him the night before the World Championships. What is Alpecin-Phoenix? What is his team doing in terms of security? If you have a shoe-in favorite, if you have a top pick, a top 5 that can take the rainbow bands, is it that big of a deal if he says, hey, some people are really bothering me at the door? Why can't, he have security? He has a big enough budget, for one night. One night you just can't, have security at his door, making sure no one, trolls him or bothers him so he can have a good night's sleep, and they take the fall if they do have to take any action for, self-defense or for protecting the door. That's just foolish that, Mathieu van der Poel would be in a situation where he's so frustrated he can't ask his team to, solve the situation, let alone he gets involved and now misses worlds. That's just so foolish. So it says from the reports, I've never seen him looking so lean. He was clearly ready to go over some hills today. He looked race ready to win the world championships. He will be absolutely devastated. When you're someone like him, you don't travel halfway around the world for a holiday. He's abandoned the first time over the finish line. What has happened last night is a lot to go through his head. It's no wonder he's not focused. I'm pretty sure it's the first time he raced in Australia. He may never come back. Let's hope it's not the case. And now for the court appearance pending. There was reports MVDP will appear in Sutherland Court on September 27. So is that 3 days from now? And in the meantime has to also had his passport confiscated. So Mathieu van der Poel misses worlds now. He can't even clear his head. The altercation has to be pretty serious if he has to appear in court. Then again, with claims in a Western type country, a lot of people will do anything for clout, anything for a lawsuit. So how bad did he hurt these kids or kid? I don't know. The reports really don't say. But the fact that he came in race now, he has his passport confiscated. Like, this is a big scandal. And I think it's kind of funny because I don't want to say anything is justified in terms of violence, but if these kids are trolling someone, are they justified for taking action to not get trolled? If someone's like bothering you, do you have the right to be like, don't bother me? So obviously the law is the law. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not a lawyer, but I just think the biggest thing I want to highlight in this video is how foolish is Alpecin-Phoenix for not having security. Like, you see this all over the internet for celebrities, like rappers and stuff, having security, moving properly. And the thing I can take from that is, as a cyclist, if you're having potential reports from a rider, like, I don't even know if they have a protocol, if his team has a protocol when it comes to a disturbance. And usually this doesn't happen in cycling. Like, these are not NBA stars. These are not, football stars. Like, it's a totally different protocol where, like, yeah, they're famous, but they're not that famous. So the fact that there was kids bothering him at his hotel, there should be a protocol in place where a soigneur or someone comes to the door, manages the situation, and if action needs to be taken, they take the fall and it's not the rider. I quickly went to Reddit as well. Mathieu van der Poel arrested night before World Championships after incident in hotel. Some children are said to have knocked on van der Poel's room door several times, who was annoyed by the behavior and went to get a story. One of the girls is said to have hurt her arm, after which the police were called and van der Poel was arrested. So we don't know if this is true or not. Like, until proven guilty, he's obviously innocent, but this does just not look good for van der Poel. At the start, van der Poel confirmed the rumors. It is true. Yes, there was a small dispute. Like, why are you getting involved? Get a soigneur, get someone from your team to get involved. It was about a noisy neighbors, and they were quite strict here. I wasn't back in my room until 4 o'clock. They certainly not ideal. It's a disaster. So it's basically the same report that we were reading before. Yeah, he was trying to be cool about it, but he had to admit it's a disaster, really. The spokeswoman confirmed a 27-year-old man has been arrested Saturday evening after an altercation at the hotel he was staying at, which was the Grand Parade at Brighton, Los Sands. It's alleged a verbal altercation between the man and 2 teenage girls, aged 13 and 14. So there's 2 girls trying to get some clout, underage. Like, what escalated further? The man then allegedly pushed both, van der Poel, why are you getting involved? Get a soigneur to do it, with one falling to the ground. Like, that does not look good. And the other being pushed into a wall, causing a minor graze on her elbow. And now they're going to get a bag for physical assault from van der Poel. Hotel management were notified of the incident, who then called police. Why wasn't hotel management called to get these kids that are obviously causing a disturbance to get lost? But like I said, you can't justify van der Poel's actions if he actually did this, because that's messed up as well. The offender was taken to, he's granted condition bail to appear. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, in this situation, I hope every cyclist learns, if you're a top cyclist and you have a disturbance, do not get involved. As annoying as it is, I can only imagine, before race day, that's the last thing you want to deal with, the jitters that you have before World Championships, especially if you're a shoo-in. You don't want to deal with anyone bothering you, but van der Poel has to know, you don't get involved. That's what they teach celebrities, in all over the world. You don't get involved. Yeah, you call management, you call your own team, you get them to come, you get them to take care of the situation, neutralize the threat, get them off the premises if they're bothering you, and that's how it is. Don't get involved. Don't that's exactly what these clout demons want. So I'll leave it there. This, I never thought I would see this before a World Championship. So I'm gonna watch it now live. It's about 80 kilometers left, but van der Poel arrested, and this is a story that we're gonna have to follow up on. But just very foolish that he doesn't have a good team that would mitigate the situation. It should have been an easy WhatsApp text. There's these girls, knocking on the door, bothering me. It's just disappointing that there wasn't a protocol in place where he could just text the WhatsApp group. A soigneur comes, figures out the situation to call police or to call security. Why did he have to get so emotional? And with his emotional response, he's out of the World Championships. So you always got to be cool, calm, collected, logical in those situations, because now van der Poel's at a major loss. If I don't know how this is going to turn out, because if the reports are correct, then he did physically assault 2 young girls. So I'll leave it there. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. This is a continuing story that I will follow, do an update, because he does appear in court on the 27th of September. And until the next one, keep on pedaling.